Like, she has no self-control when someone confronts her, and she has to escalate it.
My phone went online while I'm cussing and crying, and she takes that to get a warrant for my arrest for, guess what? Harassing communication.
This is the problem that I'm having with it. This is what you just spoke. It's my turn now.
And then
so
it's Melody's
what happened was
that Stormy doesn't have self-restraint. It's
she doesn't have self-restraint that someone came to her place of work and cursed her out. She doesn't have self-restraint.
And she's going to entertain
That's
an
so
argument.
insane.
I do not think that Melody is responsible for Stormy's reaction to this fan.
Can we keep it a buck right here? Because I feel like this is so fake, I can't even take it.
Hey, it's a brotherhood! Woohoo!
Many of the castmates are dealing with Melody fans, including Destiny. Destiny has said that a fan has come to her house.
Especially being on the receiving end of fans showing up at my business, showing up at my house. You can take a stance. Like, you can say, hey, yo, I'm not with that. I thank you for supporting me. I appreciate you riding out for me, but let's be on the internet.
Damien, you have a close relationship with Destiny. Destiny has said that a Love and Marriage Huntsville fan has come to her home. Do you think that Melody has responsibility to speak out?
Melody can't force these people to stop. They're going to do what they want to do. However, with her platform, they're fans of hers. They're following her. She can say, look, y'all, this is entertainment. It doesn't have to go that far. I may not like these people, but please don't go to their jobs. Please don't harm them. And believe it or not, some people will listen. Part of me, I don't want to believe this, but part of me thinks like Mel might get like a little bit of a kick out of it. Like, well, you mess with me, this is what happens, you know? And when you don't say something, that's what it looks like. And it's a lot of middle-aged women who are single, don't have a man, sitting home at night, Saturday nights, watching OWN. No shade, do your thing. But a lot of them are just middle-aged women that don't have lives. So they sit on the internet all day harassing people. You got Stormy quitting. The show is going to end up taking a dark turn, and it's going to get canceled. And those checks are going to dry up, and y'all are going to wish it would never went this way.
Stormy says the harassment from Melody's intensely loyal fan base is the reason behind Stormy's decision to leave Love and Marriage Huntsville.
So when you say what they do, what are you talking about? What y'all don't know is I actually had to turn myself into jail. That's what y'all don't know. Because of a millimeter. One of her proclaimed fans, for sure, came to my warehouse with her camera out and her friend trying to get inside.
In response, Stormy got frustrated and had an intense verbal altercation with the fan, which led to the fan filing a complaint of harassing communication directed at Stormy.
It's another level. I'm saying state where you stand. Do you agree with that? I don't have to say.
Do you think that Melody has a responsibility to use her platform to state where she stands on harassment and attacks towards her castmates?
To be honest, like, I just have to keep it real. Like, I agree with Melody. If I'm not cool with you and I don't like you, I don't have to support you and defend you. It's one of those things that it's terrible. It's terrible what's being done. But I don't think anything she says is going to change how they react. I think people
But you should still say it. That's like saying celebrities shouldn't speak out against violence because nobody's going to listen to them. It's not going to really make that offense. She still should say it. Like, they're going to people's houses. They're not just like seeing them in the mall. They're making time out of their day to drive to someone's place of residence and harass them.
But like
you got to say something.
Like Melody said, that's part of the territory. When you sign yourself up, when you sign yourself up to being on TV, you're giving people access to your personal life.
I'm not saying it's her responsibility, but it's called common courtesy, though.
Where you work,
they work together.
Intimate details.
They work together.
To you and your life.
They work together,
you're giving them all of that information about
but
you.
They work together,
and some people exploit it. I think whether Melody was involved or not, there's always that risk.
They work together, though.
There's always that risk when it comes to a reality show. And I don't think anything that
they work together.
Melody does is going to change.
They work
I
together.
don't think
they work together though.
On, and I don't think they feel that
it's not about
it's
they
not
about whether though.
They work together though,
honey.
I'm just thinking. It's just facts. Facts are facts. But it's her fault because they're doing
coming up to your house. Show the police that
when people go to war for Christ, they're doing it in the name of Jesus, right? With this action.
Let me add to this. There is a feeling that Melody is being blamed for not speaking out.
Right.
She's being pressured to speak out, and she's being told that she has a responsibility to speak out. Because listen, we have a First Amendment right to say what it is that we choose to say, but we also have to remember that our words have consequence. They do. Our words have consequence. And we're talking about the person that came to Stormy's, the fan, that came to Stormy's warehouse. Stormy was wrong for not giving that fan the proper consequence. The proper consequence is not let me fight with you verbally back and forth and argue with you. The proper consequence is let me call the authorities on you because you've come to my warehouse and you are harassing my area. That is the proper consequence. The authorities should have been called by Stormy.
I love when we blame the victim for the abuser's problem.
Yeah, but the issue, Eric, the issue is the issue is that the way Stormy's bringing it up, being very emotional, saying this person came, and because of it, I had to turn myself in. Like, she has no self-control when someone confronts her, and she has to escalate it. And because it escalated to an indecent level that a police file was charged, somehow it's Melody's fault that someone came.
I find this very. This is the problem that I'm having with this. You just spoke. It's my turn now. So what happened was
Stormy doesn't have self-restraint.
Oh, she doesn't have self-restraint. That someone came to her place of work and cursed her out. She doesn't have self-restraint. I've said it 6 times. T.O.
We're cross-talking each other. I really want all of you to be heard. Eric, say your piece that you were saying.
You got me messed up if you're coming to my place of work and you think that I have to control how I react when you come and you are in my space. That is insane. That's like someone slapping someone in the face and then going, and you slap them back. And you're like, well, you shouldn't have slapped them back. That's your fault. You should have just walked away. No, I'm sorry. Some people don't. I don't react that way. I don't have to be the bigger person. I don't have to do that. Well, the whole point of the matter is, and the whole point that we're arguing here is, why is it an argument that all she has to do is say, do not go to people's places of work or residence. That's all she has to do. Nobody's saying that she has to apologize. Nobody's saying that she has to like them. But if one of you guys, right, are telling me that one of my fans is going to your house where you sleep, where your kid sleeps, and I don't like you and I don't mess with you, I'm human enough to be like, don't be going to people's houses in my name, because that's not what I stand for. It has nothing to do with the other person. It has nothing to do with the Destiny. You don't have to like Destiny to be a decent human and not want someone to be where her kid sleeps and not just show up. Period.
Here's a thought.
That's weird to me. I'm sorry.
I think if things were delivered differently, then Melody would have had a different response.
I don't care about delivery. That's the point of it. This is what it is. This is delivery. I get it. At the end of the day, someone showed up where a child was sleeping.
Victor, finish your point. Finish your point.
Just on the Stormy situation specifically, I think if Stormy or Destiny asked Melody, do you think you could make a statement because people are showing up?
They're not talking.
To my house, to my warehouse, etc. I think she would have done it. I think what I saw in that scene was Stormy very upset, saying someone came and I had to lose self-control and my professionalism, and I had to escalate, and I had to turn myself in, and it's all because you haven't made statements. It's the way that it came across. is it
She
came across
said,
like she was
she said,
blaming
state where
her
you
for
stand.
turning
State where you
for turning,
stand.
yeah,
State where you
and
stand.
it
It's
and
pressure on
it
Melody to
it's
state where
pressure on
she
Melody.
stands.
Listen,
Yeah.
and that's the only
Again,
part that I can maybe relate to, okay? Now, I still stand by everything I said, but now that you guys bring that up, that's a good point because Stormy did say, do you agree with that? State where you stand. And Melody, I agreed with Melody in this one instance. She said, I ain't got to state.
I'm saying state where you stand. Do you agree with that? I don't have to state. All right. I don't have to state.
Now, I do wish she would state something, but in that moment, I get it because if somebody was on me, like you need to say this, I would be like, I don't have to say until I get ready to say something. But two things can be true at once. They could have went about it differently. Hey, Mel, this is what's happening, and she also should have addressed. It's a simple Instagram story. Or a video. Y'all, please stop doing this. And then boom.
To add to that, it's Melody's not speaking up, so I'm going through this. And if Melody would speak up, all of this would come down. The temperature would come down. That's a lot of responsibility on Melody. It's a big weight on Melody that she's. It is because listen, if Melody was supposed to, if Melody's expected to speak out against every issue, everything that happened, she would be speaking out all day. Do we really?
Every issue.
Well,
can we keep it a buck right here? Because I feel like this is so fake, I can't even take it. Let's keep it a buck real quick. You cannot take those two instances separately and say that they're the same. Those two instances, what Destiny getting someone approaching her at work, and Destiny getting someone approaching her at her place of residence, and then Stormy getting someone at work. Those are not separate occasions. Those are two of the same type of instances happening because of what's happening on the show. So that is what we call a pattern or a problem. We are noticing a problem of a pattern. So you can't just separate them.
That's the thing I've got.
You can't separate. Oh, this here. I don't see how it is someone else's responsibility for you to be a decent person. I shouldn't have to beg you to be a decent person. I think that we can hate each other. We can not like each other. We can do all of that thing. But when someone is threatening me quite literally in my face, in my personal space, it is insane that I would have to beg you to do that. It is insane that wouldn't be your immediate reaction as a mother of children. I'm sorry, that's crazy. She has kids. If people were showing up at her crib, like come on, man.
Baby, she would lose her mind on everybody at the network.
And she would have every right. Again, I'm not putting this is not her fault. It's not her fault. But with great power comes great responsibility. If you're gonna be that girl and you want to be that girl and you want to be that it girl, when they start acting crazy, you need to set them straight. Period. That's the only thing we're asking for.
I do not think that Melody is responsible for Stormy's reaction to this fan. Exactly. She's not responsible for that.
That's not what I'm saying. She's not responsible for any.
I'm saying that for myself. I don't think that Melody should be made because Stormy is in charge. Let's remember that Stormy is in charge of herself.
No, I agree. I don't disagree.
Stormy should not have had a verbal confrontation with that. She should have filed the complaint. Stormy should have filed the complaint on the fan.
Okay, but my point is, this is two different arguments, so I'm confused.
But you said that.
I'm confused at what we're arguing.
The victim.
Yeah. The reason why we're blaming the victim is because someone. It's not the fact that she reacted to what was the root cause of the problem, right? Let's look at it like we look at it scientifically. What is the root cause of the problem? Someone unannounced, a fan, aggressively showed up to her place of work. That's the issue. Melody has to address the fact that someone in her name went to a place. I'm not done. I'm not done. Someone went in her name to a place of work and was disrespectful with her name. They used her name. I'm Melody's fan. You don't talk to Melody this way. They're speaking on behalf of you. You were just mad at Mitch for doing it to Izzy. I mean, it's the same thing. If you have to take responsibility. Want to go curse them out? That's fine, but that's not on me. That's what we're saying.
Carlos King spoke out and defended Stormy and actually said that the fans need to stop the harassment. He was very clear about that.
Before I bring in my guest, I want to address Stormi Steele quitting Love and Marriage Huntsville. She left the show because she had to choose her business over the bullshit that some of you guys did to her. Y'all did it to Tiffany and she left, and y'all did it again to Stormy. And this has to stop. I don't stand for it. I have never stood for it. I have always addressed it. I don't like it.
I think Carlos is the wrong messenger. From
Yes.
what he's done on Love and Marriage DC season 1, sitting by as men verbally attack Winter, no producers getting involved, no one getting involved, speaking about women's eggs, speaking about one of the cast members, speaking about Buffy's eggs, saying you need to worry less about this person, more about your eggs. And then when she responds, saying,
not Buffy. Not Buffy.
Who was that again?
Buffy's medicine.
Who?
Sweetie.
Sweetie.
Said that about Sweetie.
Speaking about Sweetie's eggs, saying you need to be less focused on this person, more focused on your eggs. Then she responds and has a justified response. And then for you to say, based off that response, she's not tough enough for reality TV. It's giving very much do as I say, but not as I do. Because what you're showing us is so much chaos in the Love and Marriage, in all your franchises. So many things happening. It's only recently that he's starting speaking up and supporting people. But so much chaos has not only happened on screen, but behind the screen, and he has nothing to say. And suddenly, the fans are out of line.
I don't agree with any of that. I don't agree with any of that only because I don't think that Melody has a responsibility to speak out, but I think that it is very appropriate for Carlos King, as he says, the creator of Love and Marriage Huntsville and the executive producer. I think that it is very appropriate for us to hear directly from him about where he stands on all of this that's going on within his shows. So I think it's appropriate to hear from him, and I think it's a great thing, actually. And I think that we need to give people credit, Victor, for when they get it right, and to not come so hard on people when they've, had those missteps in areas. But I want to give Carlos King that credit for getting it right, because he got it right with speaking out against harassment and any attacks. I think it's his role, and he did it.
He can't condemn people and say these fans are crazy, these fans are doing this, when you do the exact same type of behavior. And on this,
he doesn't do the exact type of behavior. What do you mean by that?
On this instance, he's being sensitive. On other instances, he's saying laughing about Love and Marriage being Love and Marriage lockup being.
That's the reality of it.
He's laughing about people going to jail. So sometimes you find it hilarious that your castmates are going to jail, and sometimes it's too far. It's just inconsistent, and it's hard to take someone seriously who's so inconsistent about how serious they are about their cast members. So I just don't think it's serious for him to say that.
Everyone looking in, let us know. Let us know. Do you think that Melody needs to speak out and condemn the attacks and harassment that her castmates are experiencing? Is that her responsibility? We'll see you again next time. Don't forget your respective matters.